Okay. Phew. Maybe I got this figured out. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. I hope you all come back. Um, I don't know what happened. And then it sent some screen I've never seen before. Hi, Mara. Welcome. I'm so glad. Now let's just wait for Dawn and Bella. And I don't know what happened. It just went bye bye. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But at least, hopefully, I got it fixed. Thank you. Thank you, Bella. Now, if Dawn can get back, I don't know what happened. It went away. I was like, and then it sent some crazy screen that want me to copy paste all this stuff, and I was like, I don't have an idea what I'm doing. It was retarded. My daughter called and she said, "Mom, you're not just standing there talking, are you?" I was like, "No, I'm trying to get back on." Thank you, Bella. Thank you very much, and thank you, Myra. Yeah, it was a nice day. We got out of the house, thank God, and I got back up here today. Mary Liz had to go to Louisville today for the consultation with the surgeon, and she has her surgery the 25th of October, so keep her in your prayers. Oh, well, I hope so, Mara. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. But keep Mary Liz in your prayers because she, like I said, has surgery the 25th. And then for those that have been following me for a while, know that my youngest, I think, yeah, youngest granddaughter was born with her kidneys messed up. And they had talked about having to do kidney surgery on her from the moment she was born. And my daughter has been treating her, and they wanted her on an antibiotic, and instead we used essential oils. Well, my daughter used essential oils, and the baby never got any type of UTI or anything. And she had her checkup today, and her kidneys are fine. Um, it says it if they're supposed to be for a 3-year-old, and so we were just totally thrilled. God answered prayers there. So I've had prayers answered, lots and lots of prayers answered lately, and it's just really nice. But yeah, Mary Liz, I know that the she had to see 2 different surgeons, and the one surgeon said that the one that's doing the surgery the 25th said she didn't think it was cancer. If it is, it's I guess I'm taking it treatable, but I haven't really got to talk to Mary Liz or to her husband. So I'm just, I'm claiming that it's not cancer. I'm just claiming that in Jesus' name that it's not cancer. But so that's the good things. We got out of the house. That was a good thing. I do have a few things to get out of the storage buildings still that we didn't get out, but that I'll get out this coming week. I've got to go back to have some work done on our new truck. We got a new Ram 3500 dually, and we're having some lights put in the bed so that when we go to hook the camper up, we can see better. But so Jesus and God and all of them have just been kicking butt and taking names. But hey, Davita, welcome. I'm so glad you got to come tonight. Um, so like I said, it's just been a blessed week. It's been a crazy, crazy, crazy busy week, and I'm exhausted. I literally could not wait to get back to the camper. And I told Rodney that tomorrow I'm going to sleep. Do not call, nothing. I'm going to shut my phone off and just sleep for a while because I haven't had sleep. But it's just crazy. Oh, well, I'm glad I do it too. And like I said, hubby got me this Bible for my birthday, and it goes in a notebook, and so you can like add pages, notebook paper to it, or you can write on the sides of it and all. And it's really, really cool. I was like, oh, thank you, thank you. He started teasing me. He said, "You have enough Bibles. Do you sure you need another Bible?" I was like, "I don't have ones I can put notebook paper in and turn pages like in a notebook." And so he just started laughing at me. He said, "You can get it for your birthday." So I got that and got to have coconut shrimp. I love coconut shrimp from Red Lobster. So I'm in heaven right now. I'm on a coconut shrimp Hi, I guess you'd call it. But so, how has everyone's week been? I saw where things were going good for you, Bella. I don't know what happened, but I'm glad you had a great week. Yes, I love shrimp. I could eat my weight in gold. My weight in gold. That made no sense. My weight in shrimp and be a happy little camper. But we hadn't been to Red Lobster in a while, and I was like, coconut shrimp sounds really good. It's the sauce that makes it so good. I could get a jar of that and just sit with a spoon and eat it. But I love it. Um, how is everyone's week going? And well, that's good, Bella. I mean, there's nothing wrong with feeling grateful. Love lobster. Yes, and my husband does. Lobster to me and scallops and stuff, they're like chewy. And so I'm not real crazy about them. I'll eat them. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, yes, I ate a biscuit for you. Hi, Pat. And the squirrely mom, guys, that is my other daughter. I don't know if she's been on here when we've been on or not. That's my baby. That's Carly. And so I'm glad she got to get on here tonight. And she's going to do a live, I think a Facebook live. Am I right, Carly? After we get off of this live. It's her little girl that I was saying had the kidney problems. And we got great reports. Carly, explain what Blair had, because I know it's kidney problems, but I don't know the technical names for it. What she was born with, so they know what I'm talking about. Okay, you've been on here before. I can't keep track. Girls, I'm telling you, I am so tired. I literally went out to the truck 3 times to get Ruddy's phone and forgot the keys all 3 times. I was like, I give up. I give up. But it's been a very good birthday. And I am ready to start chapter 56 of my life. Amen. Okay. We will keep Daisha. Yeah, I want to do a lesson on that. On the spiritual warfare that goes on and how Satan uses us to cause a lot of it, or to make it look like it's us doing it when it's actually spiritual warfare. Thank you, Davida. Yeah, it's been a good birthday. It has. So I was trying to see if Carly put on there what Blair had, but she hadn't yet. It's some kind of, it's got a technical name. And Davida, Mary Liz was going through the same thing you were with insurance. Did you get yours taken care of? Whatever. Mary Liz got notified that they were going to cancel her insurance because she was on the Obamacare thing, and her husband made like 60 something dollars too much, and so she was having to switch over to different insurance November 1st. And so that's why she was like, oh, we got to hurry up and get this surgery done while she's still under her old insurance. It's just crazy. Okay, Carly explained what that is. I messed it all up. Yeah, we're so thankful because it's been a battle for 3 years. She's had to go like every 6 months, and they do radio or blood work, and then they shoot dye in her and see how long it takes for her to pass everything. And she hates it and cries, and it's been bad, but the good Lord healed her, and I'm so thankful, so thankful. And I get to see him this weekend. They're going to come, and we're going to go to the flea market together. So far, it's good. Actually, I could not wait to get back here. I think just the fact that I'm done with the house, I don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. that was just, when we loaded that last little bit up, it was just like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. Um, and so now I'm excited to get up here and get to start decorating and cooking and doing crafts and just start doing my YouTube again, because man, I've been MIA for a while. If it wasn't for my lives on Wednesdays, I wouldn't have had a video up in probably a month. But I'm hoping, Davida, I'm praying real hard, and we're trying to get the money together. With the truck catching fire and all that getting messed up, it messed everything up of how we had it planned out. Now, God may have total different plans, but it messed up what we had planned, because we thought we were trading my van in for the new truck, and I would keep, we called the black truck Black Beauty, that I would keep Black Beauty. But now that Black Beauty's out of the picture, we're like, what do we do? So with the new truck, we can pull a new camper. We did get a fifth wheel, and it's big enough too. It's 3,500 diesel, so it'll pull the new camper without a problem. But we'll just hopefully just say a prayer that God will let us get it, because it is a nice camper, and it would make life a lot easier. I know that. Yes, I am. I am ready for new adventures, and there's so many things that I want to do. Just like coming up here, I did not know that there was a Shaker Museum right here. And I was like, that's kind of cool. I'd like to go see that. Now I'll have time to do things like that I want to do. But I don't know. It's gonna be. It's different. It's been very hard to letting go of stuff. Thank goodness my kids took a bunch of it. Their houses are overflowing now because they took so much. But I would rather it stay in the family. It's stuff that has been in the family for, well, some of it for like 200 years. Seriously, that sounds so crazy to say that, but my mother would be, my adoptive mother would be like 105 right now or something. So it's been around a while, but now my grandkids get to enjoy it. In here, it's going to be hard. I've done a little bit. I piddled a little bit when I was up here, and tomorrow may do a video and try to get something up, because I'm really slacking. But in here, it's darker. The furniture makes it look darker. The new camper is a lighter. The wood and stuff is dark, but the furniture and stuff's lighter. So it'll be better. But I mean, I decorate in here and I have fun. And my husband, he laughs at me and he says, "Do we really need this stuff out here?" And I'm like, "Yes, we really need this stuff out here." But I did bring some back. So I'm not going to be doing just outdoor stuff anymore. But do you all have stink bugs? Does anybody even know what I'm talking about when I say stink bugs? Our camper has gotten just overtaken on the outside this year with stink bugs. I've gotten 2 out of here, and I pray we don't get any more in here. But last year we had a bunch. It would be the same. What would be the same way, Davida? And I think God will get us the camper, Bella. It's crazy how he's been answering prayers. Bella and I have talked about Terry Savelle Foy, and she has her vision boards. I'll try to put one up on my video tomorrow. I went out to the tent today because, of course, I've been gone. I went out to the tent, and I happened to look up, and if there's one, there's probably 100 on the ceiling of the tent. And I was like, oh my gosh. But what they normally do is they don't bite, but they go after orchards and stuff, and they stick like I guess their tongue or something in it, and they suck the juice, and it makes the fruit die, and they're horrible. And then they smell. Oh my gosh, they smell horrible. That's why they're called stink bugs. And it's just been they're just overtaking the camper or the tent this year. Now last year when we were in Indiana, they got in the camper, And oh my gosh, you could tell when one got in because you could smell it. And they're hard to find when they're inside. But so super we don't get invaded in the camper because I do not like them. They are horrible, Myra. But I learned a trick I'm going to try. They say to take a bowl of water and some soap and put in the bowl of water and then put a light onto the water. And yes, and they are ugly. You are right. But put a light above the water and that they'll get in the water and the soap keeps them from able to get back out. So I'm going to try that and see how well it works. I don't want to. I guess there's some kind of sprays, but they're pretty harmful, and I'm afraid to spray too much with Jazzy. I don't want to, make him sick or cause any cancers. We already went through that with Buster, so I don't need to try to do that with Yeah, you'll have to. It's just stink bug, and they're weird, weird little things. But I had never seen them until last year. I didn't even know they existed, and the camper got them last year when we were in Indiana, and I was asking everybody, "What on earth is this?" And they're like, "Oh, those are stink bugs." And I was like, "What?" So then I had to Google and find out about them. So I've started researching how you can get rid of them. And Google it, Pat, and you'll see it's kind of a beetle shape. I don't know if I'm getting the shape there. It's kind of like, this shape. And they do. I haven't been able to find anything yet, Carly. If you find something, let me know because I haven't been able to find anything. But I would like to because they're really bad in the tent. And my husband said, "Don't disturb them. Don't let them come out of the tent. Make them stay out there so they don't get in the camper." And I was like, "Okay." Well, this past summer when we moved the camper, we found them like under the mattresses, in our clothes, in the cabinets. I mean, it was just they get in everywhere. Any little crack, they'll come in, and then they hide, and that's where they have their babies, and then start the cycle all over again. And it's horrible. But so I'm gonna try to eliminate that problem tomorrow. But today I was just like, I'm just glad to be here and chill. So that's what I've done. But uh, I don't know. I'm rattling. Can you tell I'm tired? I really rattle when I'm tired. I just rattle on. So how many of you are still? Has Dawn come back on? I've been kind of trying to wait, and I haven't seen her back on. I don't know if I've just talked too much and missed her, or if she came back on. I don't see her on. I hate that I lost her. I don't know what happened there. That was just really weird. Well, it looks like she hasn't come back on. I do not want Facebook. Oh my goodness gracious. Go away. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm just having issues tonight. I'm having so many issues. But I wanted to do the Jeremiah 29:11 verse because when I got researching it, it was really different than what the research was a little bit different than how I had interpreted all these years. It's saying, and there was other verses that go along with it too. But the Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." And you've got to put number 12 with it. And I never had realized that. "Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you." 13, "You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart." And he says, "I know your plans," but if you don't read the rest of the verses below it, telling you how to talk to God, your plan, he knows your plans, but without talking to him, they're not going to come about. Okay, my air conditioner's kicked on. Do I need to shut that off? Yes, Davida. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mary Liz found out today. I haven't found out. Curly, I don't know if you've talked to her this evening about the other doctor's appointment that she had today. I don't know what has taken place there. I just know the first one. Okay, I just don't want it to be annoying. The new camper's quiet. I'm like, yay. So hopefully we get it. But how many of you find peace and comfort in Jeremiah 29:11, knowing that God plans to bless us and prosper us, and He knows our future? Okay, thank you, Myra. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, crud. I'll have to call her. Well, at least we got the first appointment. The one that's the biggest problem right now is the cyst, and so she's got her doctor's appointment for that. So that's good. Okay, yeah, I find peace in it. You know that, and you stop and you think how God already knew the plans. You know, and how back in Genesis, you know, the first two chapters, He talks about that He was blessing us. You know, the curse didn't come until Satan approached Eve, and they rebelled against what God had said, and that's when the curses started coming, and when we had to go by the sweat of our brow, blah blah blah. But God never intended for us to have a bad life. He intended to bless us and let us prosper and do good. And of course, thank goodness Jesus came and took away that sin and took away that curse from those that follow Him. So that's a blessing there. But you know, when it says that to bring you no harm, to give you hope in a future, I love that, because without any hope, what kind of future would we have? You know, here's when I used it. So, okay, I find peace, and I used it this week, and so it goes Him working it. Oh, that is amazing, Myra. That's amazing. Yeah, I really think when you remember that, um, it's very important to remember that, and it's very important that, you know, God wants us to ask for anything. You know, we're not limited to certain things. I did not realize that when we ask in God for things we need, the Bible already says He will take care of our needs. To ask for anything we want according to His word, which is according to His will. And that goes back to Jeremiah 29, that if we're walking in His will and we're asking in His will, you know, not for selfish reasons or greedy or to boast or be, you know, a negative effect on it, then God is more than happy to grant us our desires, our wants. And I think for me, I know my generation grew up that was horrible, that you weren't supposed to ask for stuff, that was being selfish and greedy, and that you were supposed to be happy that, you know, if you were poor. And in my studying, it showed we're actually being poor and not asking God to bring prosperity to you was a form of a curse, that God didn't intend for us to be poor, that He gave us gifts and talents, and He gave us the ability to ask. And when I was reading that, I was like, oh, that is even more comforting, you know, to know that we can have a good life here, that it's not just in heaven if we're doing it according to God's will. And I thought that was pretty cool to know. How have you all taken this verse when you've read it or studied it or anything in the past? Well, am I really grainy? On my end, I look really, really grainy. Bella, that's a good question, because I asked that too. And what I've been able to find in researching it to know if it's God's will, God will bring it to your mind. If you stay focused on it, you know, if it's a constant, like That's why I say I really believe we'll get the camper, because it's something that's staying consistently on my mind. And I'm not asking for it out of greediness. I'm not asking for it out of selfishness. I'm asking for it because we need more room. Um, but it said that if you constantly had it on your mind, that if it was the Lord's will, He would allow that to stay. If it isn't, then He'll make you quit worrying about it. Um, and it said that uh, Satan, when you speak out loud your desires and your wills to God, that binds Satan from being able to come after you, because you're talking with God and you ask God, release in heaven as well as here on earth the blessings, and that you accept whatever blessings He wants to give you. Um, and it says you have not because you ask not, you seek not, knock and the door will be open. Well, we fail to do that, and then we want to blame God when things don't turn out right. But it's not God, it's Satan trying to make us believe God isn't listening. But he said that to know God's will first, if it's in the Word and it lines up with the Word says, look up. If it's something, research that word and see if you can find it in the Bible and what the Bible says about it. But if it lines up with the Word of God and we've asked God, He will let His will be known. But we've got to get quiet and we got to get still and we got to talk with the Lord, and then get quiet again and listen. Listen what He's saying. He will speak to us in our minds. There's so many times you're like, did I think that thought, or did God give me that thought? And I have found lately, when something pops in my head, I'll say, is that my thought or is that God's? But if it's something far beyond your imagination that you could come up with, then you pretty much know it's God's. Let's see. In one of my studies this week, if I got some time to pray, Bill, very much was God. One of the things said that we need to take time to listen to God's answers. Yes, Carly. And that's where we got to get quiet. I think that's where that prayer room, when we were talking about prayer warriors and prayer rooms and stuff, it's get in there and shut yourself off from the rest of the world and just let your mind absorb. And you will think of things. God will give you, He'll speak to you. And again, it's going to be stuff that you would have never come up with if it wasn't God inspired. I have to share this. My marriage almost broke 16 years ago. And ever since I held on to that verse, and every time I was it's like the verses. That's amazing, Myra. That is amazing. See, God is so good. We serve a good God. Yes, yes. And the thing when we are not in sync with God on the plans, and we're doing it on our own and not doing it God's way, it's going to not succeed. If it succeeds, then we know it was from God. And we can either butt our heads and try to do it our own way, or we can ask Him. And if it's His will, doors will open that we wouldn't have been able to open on our own. Things will show up that we have no control of. When it's something bigger than we can imagine and bigger than we can do on our own, and it falls into place, we know it fell into place from God. It is so mind-blowing to think how God works, and it's not just me or just you. It's everybody that follows Christ, and everybody that talks to the Lord. He wanted communication with us. He would come to the garden and speak to Adam and Eve. That's how He figured out they had messed up. He didn't come and like, oh, what have you done? He came and they hid. They clothed themselves with leaves. That's how He knew they had messed up. But, He's wanted communication with us. And Satan tried to stop that. As long as we keep that communication open and we're hearing God and we're talking with Him and we're telling Him the littlest detail, He already knows it, but He just wants us to tell it. I'm a mom. There's lots of times I already know what's going on with my kids. I know that they got in trouble at school or they did whatever. I already know that stuff, but I want to hear it from them. And that's how God is. He wants to know the things that we're excited about, the things we're worried about, our biggest problems, our greatest joys. He wants to hear it. And uh, Terry Savelle Foy was talking about, thanking him. And that we haven't received what we're asking for. She said, if, no, I'm telling you wrong, it was Jerry Savelle said, if someone said, I'm gonna give you an iPad, and you said, well, I'll thank you for it when I get it. We wouldn't do that. You said, well, thank you, and you would expect to receive the iPad. And it's the same with God. We ask. He says, ask and seek, and I will. But we need to thank Him in advance. Now, He doesn't say how long it'll be before He answers that prayer, but He says He will answer it if it's in His will. But so often we just keep asking the same thing over and over and over and over, like He's retarded and doesn't get it. He gets it. Sometimes He just wants to hear us say thank you in advance and truly believe. That's what they said. Hope was believing and trusting that our future would be good. And I really liked hearing that, because I hadn't thought about that faith and believe and all, is that there's no doubt God is going to do what He said He's going to do. He doesn't change. We do. We can go from being a rotten person to a great person back to a rotten person. God never changes. And it really made me stop and think, and I thought about the Jeremiah 29:11. And like I said, I have a big ship, and on the sail, here we go. On the sail, that verse is on there. And yes, Pat, yes, and that's the other thing that Jerry Savelle was saying. When we're in say you want a new car, and you're in a bad car. If you don't take care of that bad car, if you don't keep it clean and keep the trash out of the car and all that stuff, why would God bless you with a new one? If you're not going to take care of what you have and appreciate what you already have, why would He give you more? And I think again, as a parent, when my kids took care of stuff and thanked me for what they had, then I would bend over backwards to get them something else they asked me for. But the ones when I would come in and find the $35 doll on the floor, or come in and find the $20 Barbie with its hair cut off, I didn't want to buy them any more Barbies. I didn't want to buy them another doll because I didn't take care of what I already gave them. And I think God is the exact same way. Yes, and we're getting ready to come into Thanksgiving, and it's not just thankful for the turkey and the cranberries and the whatever. It's thankful for the things He's done in our life. And that's one of the things I want to try to do, is I want to sit down and start doing a gratitude. I want to do a 30-day gratitude of, thankful you got out of bed, thankful that you have clothes to wear, that you have shoes to wear, that you have clean water to drink, that you have facilities to use the restroom. There's so many that don't have that. There's so much that we take for granted that we really should be thankful for. Okay. What's hard is when what we want isn't His will, but the long run, we usually say He didn't answer. Yes, David, you were right. I can tell you from experience, just last summer, I think it was. Yeah, it had to be, because I had YouTube. I was talking about, that we were house hunting and we were looking for a house, and then an offer was made on it, and then one fell through. I mean, just different, like 4 different times, 4 different homes fell through. And I was very discouraged. And now that I'm going to be a full-time RVer, I totally understand why God didn't let those homes come into our being. Yes, I loved them, and yes, I would have had a blast in them, and I would have been happy, but I wouldn't have been with my husband. We would have been in the same situation we were in, just a different house. But now I don't have to worry about trying to sell a house again, or and go through all that mess again. And so God blessed us by not letting those sales come through. I want to start one. I have signed up. I signed up for Terry Seville's Vision 101 course, and it lasts all year. And you do like finance, organizing, prayer life, um, time management. I can't remember. There's 12. Each month is a different topic. And I signed up for her thing, which I'm already behind because of moving. So I've got a lot of getting caught up with. I'll let you know how it is. I think it should be really good. I've just got to sit down and do it now that I've got the ability to do it and not be trying to move. Um, so I will let you know, because this is the first one, and I truthfully can't even tell you what it is, simply because I haven't had a chance to even open it and look. Um, but I did sign up for it, and I'm excited to do it. I think it'll be very educational and make me really look at myself and see where I'm falling short and what I need to do to change, areas of my life. We can always improve. You quit improving when they bury you. If you try to think that you're the best you can be, then you're only kidding yourself. And there's always room for improvement. So I did sign up for it like 3 weeks ago, I think. So we'll see how it goes. I know she only opens it up like twice a year, so I'll do mine this year and then let you all know how it is. And if it's something you're interested in, you can sign up the next time she does it. But I don't know. I love getting into the Word, and I love finding out what the words mean. Um, I love seeing how God uses it and how to apply the things to my life. I think it was Bella. It was either $2.95 or $3.95 for the year. I think it was $3.95, but don't quote me on that. I can let you know. I'll message you and let you know for sure. I'd have to go back and look at my emails where they sent me a copy of my receipt, but I think it was $3.95. And then you get everything online, and I believe that they send you, yes, ma'am, $395. And I think they send you some journals and stuff, which, of course, if they've sent them to me, they'll be going to South Dakota. So I'll have to get them sent back. So mine's going to be a little bit different than normal people's would be. But I haven't heard that they've sent anything out to South Dakota, because they email us when we receive mail. So we'll have to just wait and see. But I'm excited to do it. I've got to get a drink. I have been rattling. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not driving you all crazy. She also says, let's do this. Let's do this gratitude challenge she has. She says for 21 days, every morning, write 5 things you're grateful for. And not the same things. You can't go like, if you wrote you were grateful for your house, you don't write that down anymore for the next 20 days or 19 days, whatever. But find 5 things every morning you're grateful for. And then she said at the end of 21 days or 31 days, if you wanted, to go back and look at how much God has already blessed your life. And I thought that was a really cool idea. I don't know how many would like to join in with me, and we can next week list some of the 5 things that we put down throughout the week of what we were grateful for. Does that sound like a plan to you all? Jazzy snoring, sorry. Okay, cool. I really think it'd be good for us it gets you to stop focusing on the negative in your life. We've all got so much negative, but it makes you focus on the things going good in your life. And that's the point of why Terry has you do it. Terry Savoy has you do it. Terry Foy has you do it. to refocus your direction and your thinking. And that's when you can start talking to God with a heart full of thanks. And so I would, okay, and that's the challenge. That's this week's study. Is there a verse? Mary Liz had a whole bunch of them, and I'd have to go back on my phone and look at. There were Matthew something, I can't remember. I'll try to put it up on YouTube so that y'all can read it during the week before we get back on here, and then we'll do the five a day gratitudes, and just see what we all come up with, because some of them I'm sure will be the same, and some of them will be totally different. But it'll be interesting, and just see how much closer we feel to the Lord. I can tell you this past 6 months, God has really, really been working on me. Just letting go of stuff, getting ready for this move and moving. And I realized how much I had hung on to my past, and that in the hanging on so tightly to my past, I was suffocating my future. And it took a lot of tears. It took a lot of getting mad. There was times my husband would say, just throw it away. And I just wanted to take a baseball bat and beat him, because he was like cutting my lifeline, is how it felt. And finally, God dealt with me. He said, the family members are not alive in that furniture. The memories I'll always have, but hanging on to it is costing me, I've had one storage building for almost 20 years of just my family stuff, and the money I've spent just to hang on to stuff that I'm not even using is stupid, and God showed me how dumb I was being doing this. And so I'm able to start letting it go, and I'm seeing by letting go of my past hurts, my past experiences and things, that I'm opening the doors for my future. It's hard. It's very hard. And stupid stuff. I mean, I have a saw, a 2-person saw. I was just like, oh no, we're going to store that. And my husband said, oh no, we're not, And I was like, when have I've never in my life, I've never seen any of my family. It belonged to my family. I don't know who, but it belonged to them. But I've never seen any of my family use that saw. But my gosh, I was just a center of attention, and hung outside on our carport. I was like, how dumb. Yeah, I'm seeing, and it was as I would let go, I got where I'd say, God, thank you that even that house, I hated that house. Hated it with a purple passion. But I stopped and I thanked him that he did keep a roof over my head, and electric on, and water, and the memories that, my grandbabies, all but 3 of them were born while we lived in that house. And, that's where I rocked them the first times. And that's where so much happened in a house that I despised. But so many good things came, and I had to stop and say, God, thank you. Thank you so much for blessing me with those things. And letting me be able to get out of the house that I truly hated. I mean, you do not know. I was like, yay. That's why I kept saying, we're looking for a house last summer, because I was gone. I did not want to be in that house anymore. It wasn't what I felt I wanted. And now, at this time now, I'm sitting there going, I don't think I want a house. I don't think I want the responsibilities, the maintenance, the upkeep. I don't want all that. I'm happy in this camper. If we don't get the new camper, I'm still happy in this camper. I can come and go and do and enjoy, and I don't have to worry about all that stuff. And I've got the rest of the years the Lord leaves here for me to live, to have fun and enjoy my husband and travel. And, so God knows what he's doing. It's just us taking time and listening and letting go of stuff, letting it go. Our family does not live in the possessions, and that's the hardest part for me. And just realizing that they're always going to still be with me in my heart. I don't have to have, their favorite tablecloth for me to remember them. And that was what was extremely, God worked on me hard. I'm telling you, there was many a tear shed over stuff that if my house burnt, it'd be gone. And I had to really regroup. So God will work with you if you listen. If you listen, and when you are upset, I was like, God, why? I don't understand. Do I really want to do this? And when I shut up long enough to hear what He had to say, He would bring peace, and then I could let it go. It was pretty cool watching God work especially last month and a half. I have seen Him show up and just say, "Ha, you got it, kid." And when you get there, it's amazing. Well, that's what you get afraid of, giving stuff away and then wanting it back, and there was so much of the stuff that I finally was like, if I find out I ever need this item again, I'll go buy another one, but giving away the family stuff. Yeah, I could go buy another china cabinet, but it's not ever going to mean the same to me as my great grandmother's china cabinet, or my great grandmother's table, or that kind of stuff. Oh, well, girl, what was wrong with you? You should hold on to it, huh? Yeah. Now, I have given stuff to families in need that I thought were in need, and that's the bad part. I think Satan uses when we try to do the Lord's will. We try to sow and help other families, and then they take advantage of us. That's happened to me several times, and I think Satan allows that, trying to keep you from still being a giver and sharing and stuff. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I get you, Bella. I have given money away and needed money, but I'll tell you one thing. I've been really into Terry Savelle Foy. I mean, like, I just turn her little podcast on and it plays all day. And that's no exaggeration. Her and her daddy. I've just been really into them because I really needed encouragement going through this. And she was talking about sowing and reaping. And, I was always like, oh, that's just preachers wanting more money. Me. And I thought, I'm going to try this out. I'm going to see and see what happens. And it said, you sow and you get the little plant comes up, and then you get a little bigger plant, and then you get the harvest when you're farming. And it's been crazy. When I've sowed in just the last month and a half of the blessings that have turned around and slapped me in the face within just a few days. I mean, it's just been, and without a shadow of doubt, the only way that happened was with God. The only way. There was no other way, because there's so many things I could not figure out how it was ever going to happen. And boom, it happened, and you just sit there going, did this really happen? How? Us getting our truck as fast as we did. I was just really scared that it was going to be a while before we could get into the truck, because there was like $40,000, $45,000 difference in the price, and I couldn't in my mind imagine how we were going to do it. But he had to have a vehicle to get to work, and God made it happen. I still don't know how, but I thank him. I do not know how, everything came together, but it did. Let's see. Okay, I got to get caught up on the comments. Oh, how many times have you helped friends and then they quit being your friend. Oh my gosh, that's happened to me so many times. So many times. And that hurts. That just cuts you to the bone. And I think, again, um, that was something I've been studying too, is this spiritual warfare. That it's not the person, you know, they're doing the act, they're doing the unkindness, but it's Satan trying to destroy us and battling God, and he's using that person to get to us, or that thing, or whatever it may be, to get to us, to destroy our faith that God is going to still take care of us. Period. And that Satan lost. He lost the battle. He will not ever win. Christ died on that cross and took his power away from him. But we allow him to have that power if we allow him to let us forget his spiritual warfare. I can't see without my glasses. I'm so sorry. Yes, Bella. Yeah. Yeah, Bella. Oh my gosh. And I'll tell you what bites is when you don't even get a thank you for it. I had one friend I helped, and then she turned around and told everybody that I thought I was better than her, and that I was flaunting. I was flaunting that I could help her. And the problem was, when I helped her, my family suffered, without that money. And it wasn't that I was flaunting, it was that I thought she really needed it. And I guess she got it from several different people. And just, oh, yeah, I've had it. Through the years, I've had it. It's been been trying, but yeah. But she turned around and said, oh well, she was just flaunting that she had this money, making me feel bad. And I was like, first that wasn't it, and then finally she kept on. I mean, she was telling other people this, and finally I said, well, she had no problem taking it. If she thought I was just flaunting, she could have said no, but she took it, and she has never offered to pay me back. So it's just crazy. But yeah, I've been through, and in the recovery business, I've had many, many of my clients use me to pieces, to the point it got me where I don't want to do recovery right now. It's just been, that's still something God's working with me. But there's lots of them when you know that they got their life straightened out and they're doing good, and then they'll just go right back to it. And you've helped them financially, you've helped them get a home, you've helped them get a job, you've helped them get their kids back. You've broke your neck trying to help them, and within weeks they go back on the drugs or something. It just tears your heart out. And that's one reason last November I resigned, because I couldn't keep doing it. It was killing me. I was more upset about what was going on in their life than they were. So it was like, this makes no sense. Let me go open the door. My husband has locked him in the bedroom and he is whining. I'll be right back. Get his squeaky up. Sorry about that. He has separation anxiety. He doesn't like to be away from me. He has been a good puppy though. Well, I'm glad to know I'm not the only one, Bella. I hate it. I hate that it happens. But again, I feel like Satan's trying to keep us from helping people and being there for each other. And I'm not going to let him win. I'm not. I'm not necessarily going to do it in recovery, but there's other ways to help, But yeah. Okay. So, what Bible verse would you all like to do next week? And we'll do the 5 a day gratitudes and share those next week. How do we handle it when you stop helping them? Tough love. Tough love. And it's tough. I'll tell you, it's very tough for you because you're emotionally attached. But sometimes they've got to just fall. I used to tell the girls when they were sitting in jail, you're at the lowest point you can be. Your only option now is to look up, look at God, look at Christ, and ask for help through them. And till you hit rock bottom, you're going to keep falling. And, I would tell them, hey, you've hit rock bottom. You can't go any further. You can't go any lower except the grave. And that kind of shook them up a little bit. But yeah, I would tell their family, don't bail them out. Don't, lend them money to pay their light bill. Don't, whatever. Stop. Cold turkey, stop. They're going to call you every name in the book. They're going to say you never loved them, blah 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 blah. It's especially if you're talking areas of addiction, that is the MO for an addict. They will try to manipulate you, uh, and make you feel bad. Every addict does it, whether it be alcohol, drugs, shopping, whatever. Well, I do it because my mommy didn't love me, or I had a horrible childhood. Everybody's had issues in their life. You have the choice if you're going to let that define your life or if you're going to make a better life. We all have those choices. They chose to let it define their life. You are not responsible for their choices. But yeah, you stop. And I know I sound very mean and like a bitch, but it's the truth. I've seen, the house that we just moved out of, that family lost their house because their two sons could not stay out of jail. And they had 100 and something acre farm and sold it off piece by piece to bail their kids out of jail and out of rehab. And they ended up losing it all, just trying to help their kids. And their kids never did clear up, clean up. Now, there's some that do. I've got several girls that I worked with that are doing great, and they are still my friends. I still love them. They still talk with me. Matter of fact, next Wednesday, I'm having lunch with one of them. I love her like a daughter. But, they have got to have the want to change their circumstance. We can want it for them all we want, and it's not going to help. It's got to be theirs. You're right, Pat. You are so right. And you've got to turn it over to God. You've got to, you can pray for them daily. You can, I'm not saying, if they're starving, don't feed them. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying don't enable them to use you, to continue the negative actions they're doing in their life by you giving them help that just enables them to continue it. And it's hard. It's definitely tough love. There's James Dobson, I think, coined that phrase, and I think he's very right. It is very tough love, but sometimes you've got to just let them hit rock bottom. So does anybody have any, I don't know if that helped you or not. If you want to email me and talk, I'll be happy to give you my phone number and we can talk. The Feathered Cottage at Gmail. If there's anything I can do to help you, because this is what I've done. Recovery is what I've done for the last 4 years. And I've been a life coach for 20. Okay, just give me an email, Myra, and I'll be happy to talk with you. Not a problem at all. Yes, Davida, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. The little girl that I'm having lunch with, she hit rock bottom 2 or 3 times. And she finally, because her family couldn't help her anymore, She finally learned how to get it right, and she's doing great now. But she lost 5 children to custody of her 5 children. Lots of negatives had to happen before she got a hold and really held on to God. And now, if she'd be lost without Him. She actually in our recovery group. I'm still a part of that group. I still work with them, but not like I did. Like I don't go to all the meetings and all that stuff. But they all got my number, and we have a chain that every morning, that very girl that was like my daughter, she sends out a daily um, Bible study, and she is just doing amazing, amazing. And God, what's been stolen from you, God says He'll return to you 7 times. And she's remarried, and her husband has 5 children. It's really crazy. But she's doing great, and I'm thrilled. I consider her one of my kids, and my kids even consider her like their sibling, But yeah, you've got to you've got to do tough love. What are you waiting, Davida? I mean, Bella. I'm so sorry. Let me get caught back up. You're waiting for God's answer? Is that what you're saying? It will come back, Bella. It will come back. Uh, he, that's the other thing I think with us. We live in such a microwave, drive-through, instant connect world now that we expect God to answer us in an instant too. And there's been many a time, just like I was saying about buying the house and stuff. If God, actually answered us in an instant, it would bring us more harm, because He does know the plans for us, the plans to give us hope in the future. He knows them, and He knows that He answers that prayer the way we're wanting it answered would hurt us. But hey, look at Job. Look at Job, Bella. He lost everything, and then God blessed him and multiplied him more than he had before. Um, just hang in there. Pray about it, and pray. Pray for your enemy. That's hard. That's hard when you want to take a baseball bat to him instead. Pray for your enemy. God has a plan for each one of us, but we got to walk in His will. We've got to rely on Him. We've got to know that we are worthy. We are His sons and daughters. And Satan's going to try to belittle us. Satan's going to try to make us think bad of ourselves. Satan's going to make us mad at people. And we've got to fight him, rebuke him, and just fight with everything. Hey, Dawn, welcome back. I'm so sorry. I still don't know exactly what happened, but my phone, somehow the cord, I think, got messed up when I moved my Bible. I don't know what happened. So I just had to come back and start all over. But, okay. Give me a Bible verse y'all want to study next week. None, you'll have to go back in the replay. Oh, you're great, Pat. Do you have a verse you want to study, honey? I'd like to study the book of James, the whole 5 chapters. Because I think that's the disciple that knew Christ the best and was the closest, simply because he was his brother, literal brother. And I really enjoy looking at and reading James. Well, Pat, don't forget to do your 5 blessings a day. Okay. Well, guys, I'm going to let you all go. If you need to email me, honey. I'll be happy to help you, Myra. But I hope you all have a really, really, really blessed week. I thank you so much for joining me. And David, I'm so glad you got to get on tonight. We missed you last time. But hang in there. God does have great plans for us. And we're building a really awesome sister circle here, I think. And that just makes me excited. Bye, Pat. I'm glad you got to join tonight. Night, Bella. Night, everybody. I love you all very much, and I will see you next Wednesday. Well, in the live. Y'all have a great, blessed week. I love you. Bye-bye.